Hoodoo Outdoors is a creator who posts camping videos, and from the content he shared, you can clearly tell how much he enjoys it. His videos are usually calm and relaxing, but after only 2 uploads on his channel, the next one would be very different, one where he genuinely felt in danger. In this particular video, he took his wife with him during the winter to build a bushcraft shelter and spend the night in it. What happened later that night, though, took a very strange turn.
My wife and I went out to build a bushcraft shelter and camp in it. Here's my wife, Soraya. Okay, so there was a big fire that came through here not too long ago. There's all these dead trees. You can see the scarring on the side. So we got plenty of firewood. We're gonna spend the next while gathering as many trees as we possibly can.
They gathered a bunch of wood and got to work, building the shelter step by step. After getting a fire going and settling in, night slowly began to fall, and it was time to prepare something to eat.
-1 degrees.
With the pizza cooking over the fire, that's when everything strange began to unfold.
Give it a couple more minutes. It was about this time that we heard the first yell. We heard 2 guys way off in the distance yelling. I thought they might have been at my car. We were only a couple hundred yards away from it, and it came from that direction. I walked over to my car, but no one was there. But I did see the lights of a truck off in the distance, and it was parked and it was running with only the cab lights on. I didn't film this part because I didn't think much of it, and it wasn't a very big deal.
At first, he didn't think much of it, but he still decided to walk down and check on his car. Everything looked fine. Later, as he and his wife sat by the fire, they began hearing faint voices drifting through the darkness. Every now and then, he'd spot a truck sitting out in the field with its lights off. That's when the uneasiness really started to creep in. The truck had been there for nearly half an hour. No campfire, no visible activity. And this wasn't some busy campground. It was January, -12 degrees Fahrenheit, and getting out there wasn't easy. You had to drive a slick canyon road just to reach the open area, then take ATV trails another half-mile to where their car was parked. It wasn't the kind of place you just stumble upon by accident. About every 15 minutes, he walked down to check if they had left. Technically, they weren't doing anything wrong, but something about it felt off. The longer they stayed, the stranger it became. Then things escalated. As they sat by the fire, headlights suddenly appeared, moving slowly toward their camp. The truck rolled in and then shut its lights off, creeping closer to where their car was parked. At first, you could explain it away. Maybe they thought the couple needed help. Maybe they were just curious. But when the truck reached their car, the driver suddenly flipped the brights on, then cut them off again and again.
The guy right there that parked his truck, he keeps shining his brights at us. And he has not left us alone ever since we got here. It's like almost 9 o'clock at night.
That's when the situation really changed. If they only wanted to talk, there was no reason to turn off the lights or move in like that. It didn't make sense. He grabbed his flashlight and started walking down toward his car. The second the people in the truck noticed him coming, when the light hit them, they sped off immediately. That's what made it feel wrong. If their intentions were normal, they wouldn't have taken off like that. They would have just stayed and talked.
Really close to it, though.
Okay, so sorry it's kind of dark, but he sat right there for like 5 minutes. He came like feet away from my car, like right here, and then I shone a light at him and he took off.
We're in the middle of nowhere, like super far from town.
All right, so I was just following his tracks a little bit, and he chucked this out the window. I don't know what this guy's deal is, but I might follow him out, make sure he leaves.
Well, he kept shouting like stuff at us too. I don't even know what. We couldn't really understand.
So this guy's coming towards us now. So we're gonna get in the Jeep.
Yeah, they turned back around. They're coming this way. They're coming up around us, like on the other side.
Once we got in the Jeep, we waited for them to come. I wanted to be in my car just in case they came back, so if we needed to, we could leave. And once they saw my car was on and that we were inside, they turned around and left. We sat there for a while and decided to go back to camp and pack up to leave.
I don't feel very good about this. He keeps
Well,
trying to circle us.
They flipped around.
Like he's coming at us all angles.
They started packing up, hoping that would be the end of it and that they wouldn't see the truck again. But they were wrong. The truck came back, and this time everything was caught clearly on camera. The people inside actually stopped close enough for them to talk, and a conversation followed.
Okay, I don't know if you can see, but they're driving right over to us again. Luckily, Brighton has a pistol, packing our stuff out, and now they're watching us. They can tell us that we're here because our lights are on. Here's the Jeep. Oh, they're coming towards us, Brighton.
What?
They're coming towards us.
You guys need help or something?
No, we were just wondering what the light was.
Yeah, we just lost.
Yeah, we're just camping.
Oh, okay.
After that, the truck drove around the corner and turned its lights off again. That was enough for the creator and his wife. They immediately got into their car and left. The whole interaction had such a strange vibe. If those people were simply curious about the fire or the lights, why speed off the moment he approached them the first time? And why keep coming back over and over again? It just didn't add up. Personally, I think they were probably drunk. You can kind of hear it in their voices, and the way they were coming up with excuses on the spot didn't sound convincing at all. Maybe they were trying to mess with the couple, or maybe they were waiting for them to fall asleep so they could come back and steal something. That would explain why they kept returning, possibly checking if the coast was clear. Once they realized the couple was fully aware of them, they suddenly needed a reason to justify what they were doing out there. But in reality, we'll never truly know what their intentions were. What do you think was going on? Let me know in the comments. The important thing is that the couple trusted their instincts, left the area, and made it home safely. A group of friends were riding their bikes through the woods, enjoying a beautiful day, when they suddenly came across something that made them think, for a moment, it was all over. A man stood ahead of them with a gun in his hand, signaling for them to stop. Intimidated and scared, they hit the brakes, and this happened next.
Baja. Have you seen it up there? No. Sure.
Yeah, I'm positive. We were at the mine.
It's Robbie.
I haven't seen him.
Thanks, bro.
Oh my God, Jesus. My dad,
So, from what I understand, the man stopped the kids to ask if they had seen his car, a silver Subaru Baja that was apparently stolen from him. That might explain why he had a pistol in his hand, probably trying to intimidate whoever had taken it. What likely happened is that he had been camping somewhere in those woods and had a few too many beers, which put him to sleep. When he woke up and realized his car was gone, he went searching for it, still holding a beer for courage. I love how, even if his car was gone, he seemed to prefer it being stolen over someone taking his beer. I mean, everything else is fine, but not the beer, right? To be honest, he seemed like a nice guy who just needed help. But even if that's the case, stopping a group of kids with a gun is definitely not the right way to handle it, and it scared them pretty badly. Luckily, the kids were safe the whole time, that is, unless they were actually the ones who took his car. This man was hiking with his dog along a forest trail. Everything was fine. The dog was happy, he was happy, and the walk was going smoothly. But then, as he continued, he noticed his dog suddenly stop in the middle of the trail, staring at him. It seemed like the dog didn't want to go any further. That's when he decided to turn back and try again while recording, and this is what he captured.
This dog has a literal NPC boundary. We're gonna go up this hill, and he's not gonna go any further. No matter how much you try, he's just stuck in bounds. Go up this hill, keep going. Maybe I'm going on a new quest, new mission. What's going on, buddy? I guess we need to go the other mission. Okay.
His dog had been happy and energetic, but suddenly it froze, staring at him with what looked like fear. The dog clearly sensed something, maybe a wild animal, something dangerous, or even a person. Either way, the man decided it was time to turn back, and honestly, that was the smartest choice he could have made. If you're walking your dog in the wild, always trust their instincts. Dogs can smell things from far away and often know how to avoid danger before we do. So, for those of you who have dogs and often explore forests or trails with them, has something like this ever happened to you? Or did you ever keep going and encounter something truly scary? Share your stories in the comments. I'm dying to read them. Now, if you got here, that means you like what you're seeing, right? So how about hitting that subscribe and like buttons, and if you truly enjoy it, you might as well hype the video and click the bell icon to be notified when I post. Also, take a look at this awesome merch. Maybe you'll like something. Bigum's Delicious is a channel where a guy shares random moments from his life, stories, vlogs, and a lot of hiking and wilderness adventures. He clearly loves being outdoors, but in this particular video, things went very differently from his usual content. He was camping at Ozette Lake when he suddenly started hearing movement around his camp. At the same time, the sounds of the forest went completely quiet, almost like he was being watched by a predator. That's when he grabbed his camera and started recording.
I don't know if you guys can hear, but there's something walking around back there. Might be a bear or an elk. Might be a fag squatch. Is that a fag squatch? Yes? Come on out, boy. Get out of my woods. You hear that? It's pretty loud. It's twigs breaking and stuff, so it's a large mammal.
It sounded big, something moving around him just out of sight. The forest had gone completely silent. No birds, no background noise, nothing. And that silence made it feel even more unsettling. He kept his focus on the direction of the footsteps, trying to stay ready for whatever might appear. But after a while, the steps suddenly stopped, and what made it even stranger was that, almost instantly, the natural sounds of the forest came back like nothing had happened. Listen.
I'm trying to keep my best wits about all around me, because it might just be making that noise to distract me from something else. But you gotta be able to hear that.
So, what was actually watching him? Was it a bear, curious about the creator's scent, or some other kind of predator? I don't think it was a harmless animal. That sudden silence in the forest usually happens when a predator is nearby. Thankfully, nothing happened to him, and whatever was out there didn't seem aggressive or intent on causing harm. But still, it's a terrifying situation to be in. Alone in a remote area with a potentially dangerous animal nearby. I really hope he had some kind of protection with him, because you never know what could happen in a situation like that. Island Life Trail Cams is a channel created specifically for this video. The creator owns a private property aimed at protecting the ecosystem and the old forest. However, a hiking trail on the land was promoted online as public without the landowner's consent or permission. The owner put up private property signs and even placed a chain to restrict access to the trail, but some people ignored them and went through anyway. In this particular video, they captured a group of men, including one who was extremely bold, acting as if he were above the law. When the creator confronted them, things quickly escalated.
Good. All right. Where you guys from? Are you? So you guys have a sign? No, we didn't. It's not a traffic. Go back? No, we're going past that. We're going now. That's where we came. Yeah, well, I'm telling you, you're not going this way. I want to go through the town. Well, why do you guys just walk the town?
Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. We were here 2 years ago when this wasn't private property.
It was always private property.
Okay, can I walk by? 2 years ago there were no signs. 2 years ago there were no signs. There were just beautiful. No,
there were signs for 5 years.
No.
Okay, are you telling me a liar?
Yes.
Okay, you're calling me a liar.
There were no trespassing signs. No.
Really? This sign here.
Okay.
That sign on the other tree over there.
Well, this year isn't the same as 2 years ago, is it? Why is 2 years ago it wasn't private property even an argument? Well, now it is private property, so get off the man's land. That's when one of the men decided to continue his hike, ignoring the owner's rules, and this is what happened next.
See you guys. Yeah, you're gonna block my way. Oh, you're gonna spray bear mace on me. You're gonna spray bear mace on me.
Go back the other way.
All right, sure.
If you got here, comment the word way.
If you push me again,
Tell me,
We're telling you to go back the other way. You're on private property.
Why can't we just pass? I'm assaulting you.
I'm assaulting you.
Oh, you want to fucking taste it? Want to fucking taste of it?
Want a taste? We can just go
Seriously.
Take your boats.
I'm fucking
And
pissed
then
off.
now, go back. Walk around.
You know your video's already been sent to the fucking cops. Do you understand that? It's already been sent.
Why don't you just let us pass?
Because you read the fucking sign. That's it.
you spray that on me.
Come on. The correct response would have been, I'm sorry, we didn't know this was private property. We'll leave. Why make such a big deal just because you think you're the boss of the place? They saw the signs and chose to ignore them, probably thinking they wouldn't encounter anyone. Sadly, that's exactly why it's so hard to protect and preserve certain areas. There are people who don't care about the rules and just think they're above everyone else. I'm willing to bet that if someone showed up in their backyard like that, they wouldn't be okay with it either. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed these kinds of videos, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more. You can also turn on the bell so you'll get notified whenever I post. And if you want to keep watching, click on one of the videos on the screen. I'm sure you'll enjoy those too.